"Sorry, this table's for family only," my brother smirked, pointing toward a fold-out chair by the trash can. Everyone laughed as I sat alone. Then the bill arrived, $3,200. The waiter looked at me. I just smiled and said, "Not my table." I'd always been the dependable one, the guy who paid his bills, remembered birthdays, and never missed a family dinner. My brother Ryan, on the other hand, could burn the house down, and my parents would call it a learning experience. So when Mom said they were throwing an engagement dinner for Ryan and his fiancée, Claire, I didn't hesitate to offer help. The venue, the Skylight Bistro, the priciest rooftop spot in Vancouver. I even put down the $500 deposit on my Visa at 3:12 p.m. one Thursday because they'd pay me back next paycheck. Spoiler, they wouldn't. I arrived that night at 7 o'clock sharp, wearing a pressed navy suit and holding a chilled bottle of $90 champagne. The rooftop glowed under fairy lights. Everyone was already laughing, glasses raised. I smiled until Ryan spotted me. He smirked and said, "Oh, hey, Eli, glad you made it." Then he gestured toward a fold-out chair by the trash can. "Sorry, this table's for family only." A few people chuckled. Even Mom gave me that tight-lipped grin she used when she didn't want to make a scene. My chest tightened, but I forced a laugh and sat down by the bin, the city lights flickering in the reflection of my untouched water glass. For 2 hours, I watched them toast, eat, and take photos without me. No one even asked if I wanted to order. My stomach growled as waiters carried past plates of lobster risotto and steak frites. Then the server came over. "Sir, are you with the main party?" he asked quietly. I nodded. "Great," he said. "Just confirming. Your card's still on file for the final payment?" That's when I saw it. The bill for $3,218. Ryan raised his glass and grinned. "Yeah, Eli's got it." I felt heat crawl up my neck. Everyone turned to look. The waiter hesitated. "Would you like me to charge the same card?" I took a slow sip of water. "Not my table," I said, loud enough for the room to hear. "I was told this table's for family only." You could have heard a fork drop. Ryan's smirk disappeared. Mom froze. Claire's parents exchanged glances. I stood, slipped on my coat, and nodded toward the trash can. "I'll stay in my section." The waiter blinked, then turned toward Ryan's table. "Who will be settling the bill, sir?" Ryan stammered. He's joking." But I wasn't. I left the champagne bottle sitting unopened and walked toward the elevator. My heart pounded, hands trembling. For once, the joke wasn't on me. That night, my phone exploded. Angry texts from Mom. "You embarrassed us in front of everyone." From Ryan. "You could have just paid it." Then one from Claire's dad. "Appreciate the honesty tonight." Turns out Ryan had told them I volunteered to pay for everything as his gift. When the truth came out, Claire's father refused to cover the rest of the check, forcing Ryan to empty what was left of his savings. By morning, the group chat was chaos. Mom wanted me to fix it. Dad said I was being petty. But Claire? She called me herself. "I didn't realize how bad they treat you," she whispered. "Dad's furious. He said if Ryan can humiliate his own brother, what happens when he marries into another family?" 3 days later, wedding planning was on pause. A week after that, Claire moved back to her condo. Ryan's engagement was officially over. Mom sent an email, not a text, titled "Please." It was full of half apologies and "Let's move on." I didn't reply. Then, 2 Sundays later, she showed up at my door with a Tupperware of lasagna. "I owe you an apology," she said softly. "We made you the safety net." "I see that now," I smiled. Funny thing about safety nets, no one notices them until they're gone. She nodded, teary-eyed, and left without pushing for forgiveness. Now, I'm finally at my own table. One I paid for, one with no trash can beside it. And every time I hear someone say, "family only," I think about that night at the Skylight Bistro and how the check came due for everyone but me.